All right, and good evening, everyone. Spin Ventures here, live. We are at the Nashville International Airport. I just landed here from Tampa. Gonna visit some friends for a week. Cannot wait to see them. And we're gonna hang out tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday before I have to fly home on Thursday night. But we're gonna have a great time. Spin Ventures is in full swing this week. I was able to get PTO, and I had to use it up for before next week, which is October 1st. So I had to use the rest of my PTO up this week, and so why not come to Nashville, visit some friends, and so we're here in Nashville, Tennessee. Country Music Hall of Fame is here. Also, the Grand Ole Opry, Opry Mills Mall. But we'll explore all that on Wednesday. That's going to be our Nashville day. And we'll be able to basically just hang out at the house, chill, relax, do a few activities here and there. Tomorrow, I think we're going to go to Davy Crockett Park, or we're going to do something small. Like I said, Wednesday is going to be our Nashville day. That's going to be all day in Nashville. We're going to be taking a lot of pictures. You will see my posts on Facebook and on Instagram of my trip. Also, we are going to try to go find Barks Red Cream Soda. I was looking it up online before I boarded the flight from Tampa to Nashville, and it was in the area of Nashville, but let's see if they have it. They have Kroger's. Kroger's might have it, and Walmart. Walmart sometimes does, but I don't know. But it's only found in either here, but I've only had it up in Ohio and northern Kentucky. So I don't know if it's just a very northern thing, or just like a specialty beverage that's only found up north. But I know I could not find it anywhere in the Tampa Bay area or in Orlando. So anyway, yes, we are here, Nashville International Airport, and ready to get this week going. I'm excited, cannot wait to see them again. It's been a year since I last saw them, and it'll be a great to be reunited with good friends of mine previously from Orlando, and now live in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half away from here. So, but this is the closest city that is in proximity of their location, of their house. So, anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new spin venture from the Music City of Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Spin Ventures here at Davy Crockett State Park in Tennessee. I'm going to get some good pictures here. We're going to go explore another spin venture on the way. And here you find the red-tailed hawk. Yeah, they might be too high. Yeah, you might be right. There's the red-tailed hawk. They're the most common hawk in North America. Sharp eyes. Sharp eyes. Other times you'll see them on telephone poles or flying around into the sky. It has a raspy scream. It sounds like a raptor. Wow.
Like a raptor?
I guess. The shield.
Look at its head.
Yep, it's clean. Yeah, it's cleaning himself, giving himself a bath. But they got the sharp feet are called talons. That's what those claws are. That's what those claws are called.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah. And he's cleaning with his beak. See his beak right there?
Yeah, I see his little cute beak. because I like their feathers because they're so. Because I like their feathers because they're so pretty.
They are pretty. I like their feathers. It's like a brownish gold and then black. It's got like a brown head.
Brown head.
Yep.
And it has black on its face.
Yep.
And black eyes.
Here's Davy Crockett State Park in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Just before his 31st birthday, Davy Crockett entered Lawrence County with second wife Elizabeth. Her 2 children from her first husband died in Creek Indian War in late 1813. So, in the end, this quote, "I became so well pleased with the country about there that I resolved to settle it in. And so I moved and settled myself down at head of Shoal Creek," of Davy Crockett. He also, besides his setbacks made Davy Crockett entirely different from most men of his time was a fierce determination that matched his impressive physical stature, along with the sense of humor that worked tandem with a real desire to help those less fortunate. Davy Crockett State Park. Now, here we are at the falls. Davy Crockett State Park. Yeah, running water. Oh, the rocks down there. So got a lot of
big drop over there, see?
yeah, drop over there. Bigfoot? I don't know if Bigfoot will be here.
No, Bigfoot poop right there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. There's that algae.
that might be algae. I think that's algae. I don't think that's Bigfoot poop.
You know, if the water was deeper, that log would float down there, but it's not deep enough. Yeah, it's algae.
Oh, that sun came out. Now it. Ooh,
Toasty.
toasty. Feel like I'm back in Florida, but waterfall. Our next stop is going to be in downtown Lawrenceburg at the Davy Crockett statue. More history on the bear wrestler and the statesman, Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett statue right here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. It was erected, it was a gift by the people and legislator of Tennessee, the memory of Colonel David Crockett, born in East Tennessee on August 17, 1786, and gave his life in Texas, liberty amid smoking walls of the Alamo, on Sunday morning, March 6th of 1836. Wow. Oh, it's got more on here. Here, come here. Pathfinder, pioneer, hunter, patriot, statesman, soldier. His fame is immortal, with the story of his state and the glory of his death. But had its messenger of defeat, the Alamo had none, by David Crockett.
Daddy,
All right, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We are in Huntsville, Alabama, the sweet home, Alabama, home to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. We're going to take a tour today of the planetarium, go inside. We're going to take a look around, see how rockets work, and how when astronauts go into space, how they actually live in space, because they're in there for a very long time. Don't come back for several months, maybe years, before they return back to Earth to do some projects in space. So we're going to take a look around at rockets. We got the big rocket right here. Look how big this thing is. Very massive, and also home to NASA. It is the NASA official NASA Visitor Center. So I cannot wait to see what all is inside. I'm in Alabama wearing my Tennessee hat, but nevertheless, we're about to go check this place out. It looks really cool. Never been here. A new spin venture is about to launch in 10 seconds. And our first stop on this tour is behind me, and it's an A12 Oxart Article 127. So the aircraft is one of 13 A12 producing, including 12 operational and training aircraft. In 2017, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center completed a restoration of this aircraft. Began with the removal of old and failing paint. This just talks about how they rebuilt this Air One fighter jet, Article 127. And then finally, once it was complete, stenciled markings such as tail numbers and ejection seat warnings were applied. Finally, after a thorough cleaning of the cockpit, which is up there, that's what's called the cockpit, where the pilots fly the plane. An architectural grade UV protected window film was applied to the cockpit windows, and the cockpit was permanently sealed. It's a U.S. fighter jet built here on the grounds of the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Alright, so first of all, we're going to talk about space and what's in space in the galaxy. And the galaxy that Earth is in, what planet we live on, is in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, there are multi-million other galaxies in space, but we're going to be talking specifically about the Milky Way galaxy and the planets and one star that are in our what's called our solar system. So let's start out with the hottest star, not a planet, star in our solar system, which is the sun. Now, the sun is star in space. Its diameter 1.4 million. Rotation period is 25 days. Rotation at the equator, rotation period at poles, 35 days. So a month and a half. 1 month is 30 days. And composition, hydrogen, H2, and helium, He. But this is the sun. It is the hottest in our solar system. It's a star. Move on to our first planet. First planet of Mercury, which is right next to the sun. Diameter 0.38. Length of Mercury's year 87 days and 36 minutes. Mercury day is 58 days and 39 minutes. Average distance from the sun 58.5 million kilometers. Atmospheric composition: oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, potassium. Temperature is 180 Celsius to 430 Celsius. No moons are around the planet Mercury. Mercury formed, the core mantle cooled and contracted, forming long wrinkles on the crust, scrumps and rupes. This image of Santa Maria Rupes was taken by a mariner 10. Notice how scarp runs through a crater in the center. So this is kind of how big is Mercury. Planet scale based on 1.37 meter sun. The size of displaced stand. Orbit scale based on 1 A unit, 5.5 meters, or a 5 centimeter sun radius. Our next planet, we go to Venus. Venus is next to the planet Mercury, and the diameter is 0.95 Earth's diameter. Length of Venus year 225 days, which is 7 months. Length of Venus days are 243 days. Temperature is 462. No moons. This is using Magellan's Cloud penetrating radar, which radar is like sound like you hear, sound waves. Scientists found that there are several large volcanoes. Much of the surface is covered with lava flows. So anyway, we're talking about the Mercury, and we were about to move on to our next planet, but Venus, but got cut short because we're about to actually go into the planetarium to see the last showing for the day. So we definitely don't want to miss that, and then we'll be able to discuss a little bit more about space travel, and our galaxy, the Milky Way. So join me as we get ready for takeoff. Launching in 10 seconds. Yeah, now we got back into the stellar life cycle.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty. Talks about one of the low mass stars here. Got the red giant sun-like planetary nebula, when they have a cycle, and this is the cycle of the low mass stars, makes just a big circle, and then the high mass stars again makes a big circle, but it's the protostar, massive star, red supergiant, supernova, when you're talking about that, and the star forming region. It's like I'm just running here. Of course, you got the outer planets with the outer belt: Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. The outer planets. These are the different distances. Jupiter, distance from the sun, 5.2 astronomical units away. Oh yeah. Saturn, distance away, 9.5 astronomical units away. Very far away. Extremely far away is Uranus, 19, and then Neptune is 30. We look over here at the Fangs galaxies. These are the different galaxies in space. The Pandora's cluster. Alright, so this is Miss Baker, who was a monkey, first monkey into space, squirrel monkey, born on 1957, died on November 29th, 1984. The first U.S. animal to fly in space and return alive on May 28th, 1959, and right beside squirrel monkey Miss Baker is Big George, the husband of Miss Baker, died on January 8, 1979 at age 16. So Miss Baker and Big George, both space monkeys. First, Miss Baker, the first space monkey to ever fly into orbit and be in space and return alive. Alright, so the planetarium was awesome. Talked about the different rock formations and the solar system, the outer belt of the comets and asteroids, meteorites, everything else. So, but behind me, big rocket. I mean, you got Apollo Saturn V vehicle. Since its dedication on July 17th of 1999, the model has become a iconic, celebrated landmark for Huntsville and its skyline. Standing at 363 feet tall, the Saturn V is the height of a 36-story tall building and 60 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. Wow. There are 3 Saturn V's left in existence. In addition to one here inside the Davidson Center, there is one at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, and one at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, Marriott Island. So this is the Saturn V one here in Huntsville, Alabama. And here is one of the space engines, rocket engines. Right here. This is a F1 engine. Most powerful single chamber rocket engine ever built in order to go to the moon. 2012, NASA retrieved an unflown production engine from the National Air Space Museum. Gas generator from the engine was test fired in January of 2013 to evaluate a test stand at Marshall Space Flight Center, as well as gather new data on the generator with modern instrumentation. The data was also used in early development of the Space Launch System. It's 18.5 feet in length, wide 12.3 feet, nozzle diameter, which is 11.6 feet, weight 18,340 pounds, thrust over 1.5 million pounds, propellants, liquid oxygen, and RP-1 kerosene. Contractor is the Rocketdyne Division of North American Aviation. This is a big rocket pod. Rocket booster is what they're called. And we're going to make our way up towards the U.S. Space Rocket Center Davidson up here. Cross over into the falls. There it is. Got the space rocket. Alright, just made a quick pit stop right across the parking lot with the space shuttle being transported from Utah and went back to the Kennedy Space Center. This is one of the shuttles that took off from not Punta Gorda, no, in Florida, and then spent a couple years in space with the space modules up in the capsule in the shuttle, and then when it returned back to Earth, it was picked up by another spaceship to be transported on the back, kind of like a piggyback ride, on top of the space shuttle and transported back to Florida because it landed in Utah, somewhere in Utah, and after the mission was finished, transported piggyback ride from Utah back to Florida at the Kennedy Space Center. So, very cool little pit stop here in Huntsville, Alabama at the U.S. Space Center. U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Now time to go get some food, and then we'll take some more pictures at our next stop, about 15 minutes from here. Still in Huntsville, Alabama. Alright, so from space, back down to Earth to the railroad. We're at the North Alabama Railroad Museum here in Huntsville. So you can see trains throughout here. Some of these you can ride, but since no one is here, we're gonna jump the gun. Take a look at the rail yard. Cross over. Different trains. Of course, can't go on any of them, but trains are more big. Bigger, not fast, but can get you place to place with old railroad crossing here at the back. It's very... Of course, this is an old diesel locomotive here. Diesel engine. This one, I think, takes passengers back and forth down the line. Of course, you can see the main line down through here. This looks like the waiting area for the next train to arrive. They did have the Southern Railway system from Memphis to Chattanooga, Boston to Memphis, Memphis to Boston, and Chattanooga to Memphis. You have bathrooms. Of course, here is one of the other locomotives. This side also takes them down the line. Of course, the trains are not running right now. It is... The museum closed at 4. We just missed it. But more likely, trains go on the main line. Alright, since we're walking by the old cars and see broken glass window, someone tried to break in, hijack the train. Yeah. These here are the fuel pods. These here are the fuel pods, Russ. Right here.
Is that the fuel?
Fuel, where they store some of the fuel.
Is that so you can cook on there and stuff, probably? Or?
No, I think it just holds the... And then you got the air hoses right here for the brakes. Cylinders.
I'm going to set this spike right there for me.
Huh?
I'm going to set that there for me.
Oh, okay. It's an old train.
This is really old.
Oh.
Looks like they have clothes or something in that thing. Look at that storage.
This looks like a mailbag car. Mail car.
It's a mail cart.
It's the mail cart. This is the mail car that they use for traveling to deliver mail all over the country, all over the South. That's cool. So this is the post office car to deliver mail, built by Bethlehem Steel. 60 feet long, restored in May of 1997, donated by the Southern Railway of 1968, and built in 1928. That's awesome.
So this was donated.
This is
to
the box cab.
Sheffield, Alabama is down there by Florence.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Built by the boxcar locomotive number 11. Generated electric, first commercial successful diesel electric locomotive in the world, delivered to the Union Carbide, Nigeria, New York plant in August of 1927, and to the Sheffield, Alabama plant in 1960. It was donated in August of 1977.
That one too. It's a neat one. Old blocks of
This
ice.
is the old blocks. That would be the refrigerator car.
Yep.
This is the old refrigerator car. Ice bunker refrigerator car, 1954, weighs 30 tons. It hauled fresh meat, cooled by large blocks of ice, now used for audio-visual presentations. Donated by the General American Transportation Corporation of 1977. Wow. All right, so walking through and observing the old rail cars with my railroad spike from Huntsville, Alabama. Very fun spin venture today here in Huntsville. From space to the railroad. We've done it all here. And we will see you guys tomorrow on a new spin venture as we head up to Music City, Country Music Hall of Fame, the state capital of Tennessee, Nashville. And we will see you all there tomorrow for the next spin venture from Huntsville, Alabama to Nashville, Tennessee. We do it all on this channel